Welcome, everyone, to season 9.75, 9 3/4, episode 3. Just for you, Ian. Season 9 3/4. Yeah. Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing? I'm still under the weather. If you guys joined us for last night for Cosmere Reads, you already knew this. But if you're not listening to Cosmere stuff, I don't blame you. Actually, I do blame you.
What are you thinking?
Yeah.
Why are you not listening to Cosmere?
Yeah, Cosmere.
I don't listen.
I don't listen either, but I read it. I know technically I listen because I listen to the readings.
I've listened sporadically.
I
support it a little bit. I love it. I just time. I don't know how you do it, Alan. That's
I don't know how. I mean, that's why I'm sick. It's just because I'm doing too much. I do too much. But hey, I enjoy what I do. So it is what it is. And I got some of Grandpappy's cough syrup.
Ooh.
Keep the throat nice and alcoholed. So, it makes you better, right? That's what I was told.
Yeah, you got to get rid of all the germs.
Yeah, alcohol, that's how you sterilize things, right? So you just pour it down your throat and that's right. That's how that works.
It gets rid of it. That's what I heard.
Anyway, cool. Announcements. I got none. So we're on Monday nights now. In case you guys didn't know, we record on Monday nights now. Yes, Chris, that is permanent. It's indefinite. It's not permanent. It's indefinite. Because permanent means that we're never going to change it. That's not a guarantee either. It's just for right now. We're going to be doing Monday nights.
We got like 3 years left of this. I mean,
something like that.
Stuff can happen.
Can
I just say I love Lyft? If you don't know who Lyft is, shame on you.
Yeah, Lyft's amazing. But we'll get to that. We'll talk about that in a different podcast, different YouTube video. We'll have to get that. If Ian's, are you rereading it? Or are you just gonna join along with us, Ian? When you for Wards of Radiance?
If you give me at least a 7-day warno of when we're going to record, I'll fast forward through it to refresh because I got through it, but it's been a while.
Okay, cool. Yeah. 7 days, ready to go. So we'll look at the schedules. We'll look at the schedules and see what's up. We'll maybe just Wills Reads does Cosmere sometime soon.
Yeah,
sounds good. Yeah, so I'm excited about Jordan Con. That's coming up fast and in a hurry.
It is. I still have to get Chanel a ticket. I think I don't remember if I did that.
I don't know. You got your ticket.
Yeah, I got mine, but
you guys
it would be bad. Yeah, we got a hotel room too. It'd be bad if she shows up and she has no ticket.
Yeah, that. And Ian's staying in my room, so I can throw sandwiches at him in the morning.
Hey, whatever it takes for a free sandwich.
Exactly.
If I have to make a fool of myself the night before, so be it.
Yeah. You just text it.
How far will you go for that free sandwich,
bro? You know where I'm from. You got an idea what I'm gonna do for a free sandwich?
Got any sandwiches? Good times. Yeah, I think that's it. It's just Jordan Con coming up. It's coming fast. Like April's gonna be here really fast.
Holy cow! It's only a couple months away.
Yeah, it's fast.
That didn't click.
Yeah. I got my cosplay. I'm actually gonna cosplay this year, so I got that all ready to go.
That's
awesome.
So
I'm excited about that. Gonna do a little cosplay while there, and then
that's if the world doesn't end during the 2024 eclipse.
Oh, when's that?
Like April 7th or 8th, somewhere around there. I'm driving with the boys. We're just gonna randomly pick a spot away from as many people as possible that gets like at least a minute and a half of totality. So it's unfortunately, no offense to people in Ohio. For us, the best drive is probably Ohio. There are parts of Ohio that I love, but we might need to be in Dayton. And I'm gonna just leave it there.
Yeah,
it's still good.
It reminds me of like people like back in what was it 2012, they were like all talking about the end of the world on September 21st or not December 21st 2012.
Right, yeah.
Like everybody's talking about the end of the world, and like some person got on like YouTube or some channel, maybe it was like the ancient alien crap, but it was like yeah, on that day the sun and the earth are going to be aligned with the center of the galaxy. And then you do some research and you realize every December 21st, the Earth, the sun, and the center of the galaxy are aligned. That's the day that happens every year.
He wasn't lying then.
He wasn't lying. It was the day but that does it every year. So it's like, it's not, I mean, it's not special. It's not like it's the first time ever. It happens every year.
Hey, how about this? Remember growing up and getting towards the end of the 90s, like the Prince song, Tonight We're Gonna Party Like It's 1999. Like it was always big because Prince is Prince. But hearing that song and feeling it and being hopeful for the future, like that's a big turn of events. You're like, oh, but now I listen to it and it's with nostalgia. Thinking of the past, like partying like it's 1999. That was me graduating high school, but also think of everything that happened in 2000, 2001 to change the world we live in. That was pre everybody having a cell phone in their hand, taking videos. That's pre 9/11. So when I think about party like it's 1999, I wish for it, but looking back, as a kid, it was, oh, I can't wait. It's this futuristic. What's going to happen in 99?
One of my favorite Prince memories. Do you remember Jimmy?
Oh yeah,
big yeah, kind of a little thuggish, but white dude, but you know, great
and
guy.
could sing really well.
Could sing really well. Like we were in my old Camaro, and it was like dead of winter, and he's like, yo, you got any Prince? And I was like, yeah, I actually do on my iPod. This is back when iPods were things, and
a mini,
a little mini iPod. So I plugged it into the speaker. He's like, yeah, blast the heat. Let's roll in the windows and just blast Prince in the Camaro, drive through Newport News, and he's just belting at the top of his lungs. And it was a fantastic day.
Memories. All right. So what's this show all about, Alan? Tell us what it's about.
Well, we did personal life first.
Oh, yeah.
We can talk about what we've been doing. I've been sick.
60 hours a week for 2 to 3 months leading up to that. Oh, printing every digital file and making sure that there were backups, etc., for the entire government department.
I don't think that's what Prince was talking about.
Yeah. I don't think so either.
But yeah,
I was downloading on LimeWire in my underwears watching anime because I was
downloading everything on Napster and filling up entire hard drives of music.
Burn CDs.
Things kids don't know about these days. They don't know about those things these days. Yeah. They don't know about the hard times. Yeah, personal life. I've been sick like most of the weekend. I was off and on. We did do some like family stuff. Like my kid had a birthday party to go to, not his party, but some other kids. Had brunch at a friend's house. I mean, there's really nothing going on. It's just life. Nothing fun's happening right now. It's the winter time. It's cold. That's what it is. It's cold.
We're in the doldrums.
Yeah, it's cold and
the black people are happening.
Yeah, man. There's no craziness going on in the streets. Everybody's at home. No one's doing shit. So that's me. I'm at home, play video games, making podcasts. That's what I'm doing.
Life has been lifing. We're doing all right. I went running today for the first time in forever. It's not so much. So in the past, when I was running, I'd stick with it through the winter. It wasn't an issue. I kind of prefer running in the cold, but I will say if you've been away from it for a while, for me, I don't like starting back up again in the winter. I mean, because you're already kind of out of shape, and then you got to wear more clothes, but I don't buy a lot of clothes, so my clothes still fit the Ian that doesn't have this little bit going on in the waistline. So like now I'm wearing all these clothes that are a little uncomfortable. It's cold out. It takes me a while to like warm up. I don't know, but it's still good. I hit 5 miles today. It was super slow.
But you did it.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I did it. It's a starting point. Yeah.
I know we're complaining about the cold here. Meanwhile, in Canada, I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, are they getting one of those Arctic blast? A vortex.
Have you guys seen all the videos from Canada? Like how cold it's been, like negative 40 degrees up north, and like,
oh my god, why are you still there? Come south.
Yeah, people choose to live in that.
Yeah, no,
yeah, it's disgusting. Yeah.
I don't follow the blight too much. I figure if I start seeing Trollocs run around down here, I'll check the news about what the hell's going on up there. But
yeah, yeah. So yep, frozen solid up there. They can't even leave. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Someone made a video the other day, like a YouTube short. It was like how to make a Canadian paper airplane, and they just soaked a t-shirt like in their sink and threw it outside, and like it said 1 minute later went out and was able to fold it. Like,
Oh,
Oh,
wow,
man.
that's crazy.
Yep. Canadian paper airplane. Yeah,
I need
it's
to
cold up
see
there.
that.
It's been like maybe we hit teens with the windshield. Like so, I mean, it's below 0 Celsius, which is cold for us.
Wow.
So for all of our international listeners, it's below 0 Celsius for us right now. And I don't know how much below because I just know 32 is 0 for you guys.
Yeah.
Right.
That's all I know.
Yeah. So for my personal life, we went to my cousin turned 40 this past weekend, so we went to celebrate with her, and then my father-in-law turned 64 last Tuesday, so we had a little gathering for him on Sunday, and before that we went to church and we did all the peopling, and we paid for it because we didn't go to our normal church. We went to somebody else's, and between the church and or the restaurant or the cousin's house, we caught some type of an ick. So we're struggling through it, but we're here.
I hear you. I hear you. Ick. Ick.
No other word to call it but the ick.
The crud.
Is it ick or ish?
Ish.
Sounds-
It's ish. It's ish.
Ooh.
It's ish. It's ickish.
Ish. Yeah, I like
Ick,
ish.
ickish. Ickish.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was
Having
making a German
kids-
joke, but
Yeah,
whatever.
I got it. Yeah, I or is. I is ickish. Ickish.
I failed that
So, yeah.
class.
You feel it?
Took
Yeah,
Spanish
well, I
instead.
mean, that would be like the American, doing it like ickish. That would be sort of.
I almost
Ben.
failed that class too. English is not a thing.
Well, the I, so like Berlin, I is ick, very harsh, but down south, Munich and whatnot, it's more of a ish, like a
Yeah.
soft.
But then
Yeah.
ish
You
is.
did Berlin. Nah.
Ich bin ein Berliner. Ich
I'm a
bin
jelly
ein
donut.
Berlin. Yeah.
That's what you.
Do they consider like when you use ish instead of ick? Is that like twang? Is that southern twang in German?
I don't know. I know Bavarians have different dialects than the northern Germans.
Yeah.
That's something to ask a German. I know there is dialect between. It's like in England.
Was magst du
I
in
mean,
deiner Freizeit?
in
Omi is
in-
German. I could ask her.
In the UK in general, just you go between Wales, Scotland, and England, and then within the different areas, like they all have different accents. Like it's completely different. Like you can pick out someone from like Wales and someone from I don't know
Liverpool.
Liverpool. Yeah.
And it's nuts though because they're so close to each other.
yeah.
Like, how far are you from London? Oh, really far away. Oh, like you got to do a full weekend there, like a long drive. Like no, about 2 hours, bro. That is not. That's not far.
That's right
kinda
next door,
close.
man. We do there every week. I used to have that long of a commute to work when I worked in Richmond.
Right.
Like literally, I would commute 2 hours to work. Anyway, anyways, are you guys ready to talk
Illinois
about
is negative 17. Disgusting.
That's gross.
Yep. Oh, hey, Charlotte, North Carolina hit the news in the last week.
Oh, what's that?
They're beefing up their stats. It's like it's one of the fastest growing cities in the U.S.
Ooh.
Oh,
in-
it sucks.
I don't know about the bad ways. This article talked about in the good ways. There's a lot of young professionals still moving in. A lot of youth. I'm assuming housing is probably getting really tight there because a lot of people
Yeah.
are flocking there.
Hella expensive right
Yeah.
now.
Oh, that's just
Go away.
BlackRock's buying.
let me get a house
BlackRock's
first
buying
and-
all of the housing in Charlotte.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Yeah, you were
But
right.
it's popping there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's why we're gonna
anyways.
keep running.
Yeah. All right. Surprises. Chapter 6. Surprise.
Ba, ba, ba.
So,
Got
you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Ready to do it?
Let's do it.
Let's
Lead
do
the
it.
way.
Okay, I'll try. So the next morning, Moraine and Sawan are awakened by a novice who tells them that they are supposed to be at the West Stable by third rise. So that's how we start.
Is that after second breakfast?
It's third rise, so I think it's after third breakfast. Or by third
Nope.
breakfast.
You got to rise first, and then
Or is it
breakfast.
after the
they-
third
second breakfast.
nap?
Then it's third rise. Okay,
Right.
yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's after second breakfast.
After second breakfast, yeah. It's 11
11
Z's.
Z's.
It's 11 Z's.
Perfect.
Perfect. Exactly.
Right.
It's 11 Z's. That's when it to be there. Yeah. So, any thoughts about the conversation they're having? Do you guys remember? Okay. Do you have anything to talk about these chapters?
Well,
I was kind of hoping someone would come to mind as you guide us a little bit. I've got a little bit. But...
This is that situation where where people want Moraine to feel bad for the death of her uncle.
Mm-hmm.
And she just doesn't. Like, at the end of the day, she's like, yeah, we weren't really close. My dad did horrible things. They were horrible people. You know, I'm kind of glad they're all gone. And there's also conversation of like, well, who do you think's gonna be next, Moraine? And she's like, I don't know. Why would I care? Why are you asking me about politics? Like,
yeah, I think she's politely saying, I don't know. I think in her head, what she wants to say is, don't care. If I wanted to be a part of that, I'd be there, but I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
but she also is smart enough to realize that they're like politicking and positioning themselves. And now she's got, maybe jumping ahead, Aes Sedai from all the different factions coming to see her because they realize there's a possibility she may become the next ruler. And so they want to like recruit her for their group. So it's just, the dynamics are funny. And then of course I think the mistress of novices decides that she must be in shock for sure because she doesn't really show any emotions. So then she decides that she's going to take a break by having her rewrite all the names from all the Aes Sedai.
Keep her busy.
Can't really write.
She must be depressed, so just keep her busy.
Meanwhile, that fixes it. Meanwhile, what she's actually stressing over are some of these nightmares, dreams, if you will. And I think she's. So I mentioned before how I thought the revelation and them seeing the what do you call it? I'm thinking forecasting, but not the prophecy.
Foretelling.
Mm-hmm. Okay, there we go. About the dragon. I thought it was going to be an instant, like super serious, right? But it's not. But you could start to see how like she's slowly obsessing over it.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not at obsession yet, but I can see this might be the beginning of it. It's in her dreams.
Sure.
It's in her subconscious. Like, I think that's in the background of what's stressing her. Like, we're reading about her being stressed about the roles of, or getting ready to become Aes Sedai and not wanting to take the test or whatever, because that was all important and stressing her before this revelation, this foretelling. But in these next few chapters, I feel like that's slowly going to get superseded by this obsession with finding the dragon.
Yeah.
Well,
so it's funny. It's funny that
she can find the dragon without worry because she can go kind of do her own thing. So
yeah. But it's funny. The person that wants to relieve her stress is giving her a task that's going to make her obsess over it more.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Rewrite all the names again. And then Sawan's like, yeah, I think it's a good idea. I was like, yeah, you do? How about you stay too?
That's like Alan going, oh, Ian, that sounds horrible. Just come over and let's drink. That'll fix it. And I'm like, I am certain that's going to make it worse. Don't think about it. Just have another drink.
Do it anyway.
No, that's what makes the bad thoughts. Why?
That's where the bad decisions come from.
It's like, okay, well, I mean, not all bad decisions are bad decisions.
No, hey, I mean, most of mine have paid off.
No good story ever starts with, so I was having a salad. You know, it just.
That's true.
That's true. Well, at least none that I've heard. So
not gonna make it, but hey, I just took 3 shots of tequila, and that's a good start to a story. There's gonna be some good shit in there.
Yeah, somebody message us with a good salad story, and there's a frosty mug in it for you. But I've got to be convinced it's a good story.
Yeah,
I think we're gonna save money on that.
Yeah, I got E. coli. I don't know. What kind of spin keep on the salads? The lettuce was bad. So yeah, she's obsessing a little bit over it at this point, not as much as you lead to later. But she's, kind of worried about some of the information. It has to be born through the sight of the walls of Tar Valon. That's part of the prophecy, I guess. And seems like it's a little vague, but it could be anywhere. Because she comments about how far away you can see, Tar-Valon.
Tar-Valon from, and also the mountains that people talk about, being in sight, born in sight of Dragon Mountains. Like, well, yeah, you can be born inside of Dragon Mount and be born from my homeland a million miles away.
Yeah, it's such a big mountain. Like,
yeah. And if you talk to people, going back to like kind of how big travel distance is in the U.S., you talk to people from like the Midwest and you ask like where they're from. A lot of them that have given up will just tell you like the nearest really big city that they're from, because it's the only thing people can relate to. Yeah. So could they have been more specific? Sure, but they're probably not thinking of it. They're like, I mean, right next to Dragon Mount. Because like, how else are you going to relate it? Who's going to be that specific? That doesn't mean anything to a lot of people.
Yeah, that happened the other day. Like I was talking to someone and I was the third wheel in the conversation. So I wasn't asking the questions. Then they asked them where they're from. They're like, I can't remember what state it was, but they said one of these, I'm from Kansas. Like, where in Kansas? So they're like, they said a town name. It's like, what's that near? They said another town name. They're like, yeah, never mind.
Yeah, I've got nothing.
You're not getting me any closer to even figure out where you're from. It's not really near Wichita, so I don't know.
I really didn't care to begin with. I was just being nice.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like I don't know enough cities.
Is that where Dorothy's from?
Anyways, so yeah, they're going through all that. Let's see, where are we? The next morning, Moiraine and Siuan continue their work. Shortly after, two clerks come in. And the elder remarks she dislikes being set a task only to learn someone else is already performing it. So I guess the clerks were told to do this, and they're like, man, Aes Sedai are doing this, or accepted our doing our job. I guess they're upset about it.
I was more intrigued by them catching on, like the fact that she's complaining to them like it must have been a really big deal, because that doesn't happen very often. It kind of made me chuckle, because I've had a couple of supervisors, bosses, or like in the military, certainly I've had officers above me that were just straight professional all the time. And then like that one time you're in the office together and they just kind of empty something on you about, just bitching, complaining about the higher officer, issues. And you're just like, oh,
You do complain.
Great. You're human. Interesting.
Let's see. About an hour later, Moiraine comes across a likely entry, and she writes it down on a separate piece of paper. So she's keeping a separate little log of names that actually. There's so many people that came forth and gave their names.
Nothing could go wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, at first she was keeping it on a paper, then she realized that Siuan was keeping it in a book, and she was like, "Yeah, that's a smarter idea. A little book tuck away." And even when the older people came to take their spots back, like they almost got caught up then, because essentially the current, or at that point in time, the keeper of the stole, whatever that we call her. The Amyrlin came in like, what are y'all doing? And then she kind of felt like they were up to no good, but at the same time she wasn't sure. So she's like, you know what, whenever you get tired of doing this, then give them back their job, give the scribes their job back, but yeah, I'll let you keep working on this. I think at that moment she kind of realized that she had a couple of pawns that she can make use of at some point.
They're already in the know. She doesn't have to reveal any more truth. Like they know what she knows, at least on that one topic.
Yeah. So it makes life super easy for her, and then they're easily manipulated, so or controlled, if you want to call it that. So
and keeping two books never causes issues, right?
No.
Is the Iris listening?
I don't know anything about that.
I don't know.
I just know my rental property has been just a horrible investment over the years. I lose so much on that thing.
It's all rental properties. It's not just yours. I tell you this all the time. Like, I'm going to get into real estate. I was like, no, you're not. You're going to have a headache. That's what you're going to have.
I will say, though, I won't name specific politicians, but there have been some in the last few years that have talked about, like, just how dumb really the tax code is. And we get mad about people taking advantage of it. But from a business standpoint, like if it's there and you could save money and save yourself money, I don't truly like, I net some money every year off of my rental properties, but the things you're allowed to deduct, like why would I not take those deductions?
Sure, 100%.
If I'm allowed to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then by the end of doing the math, it's like, for that year, he lost $4,000 on that house. And I'm like, the first year I actually used the TurboTax consultant, had like them review everything. And they were like, actually, we found more. You should check this box and do this. And you lost $6,000. And I'm like, but did I? Did I though?
At least money.
I don't know how this works.
I don't know how it works either. It's as one CPA once told me, with American taxes, it's just your first offer. Just write down whenever you want on there. They have 7 years to counter.
I don't think I like that. Especially now that the IRS is armed and
true.
They have arrest powers and they bought up a lot of ammunition. Like, I don't want none of that.
There's 7 years to audit you. So you just write down whatever you want. And then if you get audited, like, oops, sorry. It's your first offer. I want you to give me this much money. You have 7 years to say no.
I like that train of thought.
If you do it purposely, though, that is tax evasion. And yeah, they will come after you.
It really doesn't. It doesn't work when you get a W-2.
But if you do it accidentally, then you can get audited and be like, oops, and then just But the fact is, I said this now. I will be audited next year.
That's why you save your. I didn't know you couldn't do that.
I didn't know you couldn't do that.
I'm not listening. The Itch. When I read the title, The Itch, I was like, oh
yeah. We're going on to that chapter now.
Yeah, we're
there's
there.
nothing else left in the other.
Let me see. There's some other things. Let me see. Let's see. Yeah, there's nothing left.
There's nothing left in the other. We can go on.
Yeah.
I was a little bit saddened for her. I was like, here, I thought you were a good girl, but now you got the itch. Like, kind of messed me up a little bit.
Been doing?
Yeah, I mean, I've never had the itch, but I know people that have the itch, and it's never good.
Trust me, I've never had the itch either.
Mm-hmm.
Not my forte.
I still, now that I'm able to give blood again, having traveled to certain countries where you couldn't for a while, they still hit me up all the time because I forget what it's called, but it's like if you've never had the strains of viruses that are in the herpes family, it doesn't matter your blood type, like they really need it even for plasma because that's what they give to infants and depressed immune systems, stuff like that. So still me.
Nice.
Awesome. So when I say it's just a zit, it's just a zit.
Gotcha. You never had chickenpox? That's a form of herpes.
I had chickenpox. Yeah,
that's a form of herpes, though.
Yeah, but there's nothing in my blood.
Okay.
That shows. I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
I think they call it a CMV hero or something like that.
Yeah. Anyways, enough talked about the herpes.
I do not drink the blood of babies. The babies use my blood.
The gonosyphil herpelides. We're not talking about any of that. I wasn't allowed to give blood for a while because they changed the rules on it, but I was considered high risk because of the tattoo I got overseas. But now they don't care anymore.
Oh yeah.
Because I got tattooed overseas, and apparently they're like, "Where'd you get tattooed?" And I was like, "Thailand." They're like, "Nope, we don't want your." Their cleanliness standards are not up to par for us. Like, you could have anything. I'm like, okay.
He's like, yeah, I had kids. Darn.
Yeah. Those things. So the itch. The next day, Moraine and Swan continue to copy names. So we're still doing some name things. Tamara, the keeper, comes to visit. And this is when she marks that they thought they'd be bored by now. Like, you guys would be bored by now and leave. And she gives Moraine a note from the Aes Sedai Kareen Nagashi.
I forgot all about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Moraine hurries to the Green Quarters. Yeah, the whole section about this. So
I know. I think just in my mind, I just kind of.
Maybe I missed the note part. I do remember going over to the green quarters and then watching her paint or something, and she's painting some flowers and it doesn't match like the battle scenes.
Oh, maybe I merged the two chapters in my head because I already went ahead on that. So that's exactly what happened. Because this is when she starts asking about the politics. It's so hard for me sometimes. These chapters are really quick and short, and they're just like really fun chapters. So I consume them very quickly. So I think I just merged the two in my head. I do remember the title though, just because simply I was like, well, she and old Swan need to calm down a little bit. My mind just got dirty. That's really the only reason why.
Yeah,
it'd been nice if this chapter was the itch and the next one was the scratch.
Yeah,
that's how I'd have played it.
That'd have been a nice little back and forth.
Good payoff.
So Moiraine hurries over, gives the note to Karine, and she tells Moiraine that tells her warders that Tamara wants her urgently. So Moiraine runs back to reply. She's just doing errands this chapter, running back and forth. And then when she's done, she learns that Swan had to deliver a message to Aisha Ravenous. Yeah, so they're just basically this whole chapter just running around, giving messages.
Yeah. What's the message?
Yeah. What is it?
Something's brewing.
A babe is born.
A babe is born. Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, they even take Moiraine and Swan even think about spying to try to figure some stuff out.
Yeah, but, they chill in the hallways, and doesn't Moiraine get caught being nosy?
Yeah, she does.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. The new keeper, Eldra. Yeah, Eldra, the new keeper catches Moiraine. Trying to be all sneaky.
And so she's like, well, I won't be doing that anymore. These were really kind of pathetic chapters, guys. I'm sorry. There wasn't really much to them.
Yeah, they can't really figure out what's going on. Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else in here is really pointed out besides the writing messages.
Well, with what we know now, as far along in the reading as we are with the other books, that even within the tower, the Ajas are working against each other. But even with the Aja, there's people working against each other. Ooh, Elias cameo though. That's right.
Yeah.
Yes, I did remember that. Yes.
Yeah. So I got very excited that some point in this book we'll learn about how he actually separated from his Aes Sedai.
Well, she probably dies.
That's gonna be cool. No, I thought she was still alive.
She may be.
Who?
I'm thinking he wolfed out somewhere and like he dipped.
Are you talking about his Aes Sedai's dead? No,
she's still alive.
She's still alive. It says that he still feels her, like in whatever book it was. That she's kind of masked the bond a little bit, but still, yeah. He's kind of forgot about it over the years.
My memory.
Anywho, I want to finish my thought though. Like, so because we know there's issues between the different Aes Sedai and the tower and whatnot, can't really trust anybody. Even like sending these two off on a task when they were doing something else, it makes me think, okay, like why? Is it really to deliver the message, or is it to have an opportunity to go over the notes and the logs that Moiraine was putting together? Or is somebody else working this from their own angle? So I did for a moment think to myself, all right, what else is going on here?
Mm-hmm.
Is this new keeper shiesty? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never really
I'm searching for meaning. Yeah. I don't want to fall in the trap of just trusting this whole White Tower business again. I know it's not to be trusted. There's layers like an onion.
Yeah. Let's see. Who was her Aes Sedai? It's Rena as her Aes Sedai. Did you have part in this? She's mentioned, but that's it.
Yeah, Chris just has a bad memory. We know this by now.
Yeah. It's that's it. But it's she's never played a big role. Yeah, but mentioned. One of the many Aes Sedai that is mentioned that That, oh,
That
you
I
guys
have
just
to
wait
keep
till we get
track
later
of?
in these books.
Really?
Name after name
Fast.
after name after name. All right. So, you ready for the final chapter for tonight that we're doing, which actually is the one that has the
Final
most meat,
chapter.
I think, in it. Chapter 8.
Do-do-do.
Shreds of Serenity.
Serenity now. That's a Seinfeld reference.
Oh, okay. Continue.
I don't know.
Yeah. We don't have time to get into it, but if you
okay.
know it, you know it.
If you know, you know. All right. So during the evenings, Moraine and Swan take private lessons with different Aes Sedai because she'll train for the Aes Sedai test. So,
For the stool.
yeah, but it also points out that many Aes Sedai are, because the Septet are now also busy, that they're not having time for their classes and stuff like that they're upset about just everything, all the tower in a buzz and no one having time for the lessons and things like that. But they're still taking their lessons when they can. During this part as well, Moraine is worried because none of the searchers that Swan, or none of the searchers that she and Swan have identified have left the tower yet. So she can't understand how no one's out looking for the Dragon Reborn yet. Like, why aren't they leaving?
This is her probably assuming that, all right, the leadership above them, they're all communicating about this, right? Clearly, all the Aes Sedai know about this, and everybody's working on this because it's such big news. The reality is going to be there's probably only like 2 or 3, if that know about it. They're keeping it really close and trying to do everything on the down low.
Yeah, they're creeping the shadows.
This is Moraine being naive, just not knowing.
Yep. 2 girls, along with Morel, also are continuing to practice the Aes Sedai test. One night, Elida shows up.
This is a sad but fun moment. When Elida shows up, it's like you could tell that she honestly wanted to help them in her own way. I kind of thought that, this is probably one of those things that they should have just kind of gone along with, whether they liked it or not. Because at the end of the day, she was trying to do them a service.
Yeah, she was.
So she was like, she had genuinely good thoughts. It just didn't happen the way they wanted it to.
Yeah, I'll say
it did make them tougher. No, go ahead. You're good.
Tougher, maybe a little more resilient, wiser, a little more focused.
Yeah.
I'll say so people that were in the military during the global war on terrorism, I don't know if that's still officially going on, but early when it was kicking off, versus the people before that. And I'll just talk about the Army. In the garrison environment, where you just have like annual trainings, you go through training cycles, but everything's based around a big field operation that's still training environment. We do the best we can to make it realistic, but it's not. And the longer you sit in garrison, the further away from reality it gets. And so during that time frame when we were training to actually go to war, after the first couple of years, and we had people coming back, and our instructors now were people that were there. So you're doing lane training on spotting and identifying IEDs, and then calling in, or IEDs, calling in EOD to come in and explode them and everything. These guys will teach you what's in the book and what they're supposed to teach you. But the best lessons came when they put that book down and they were like, all right, fuckers, listen up. This lesson I just taught you, flush it. Take the test, sure. Get your credit. Say I'll give you a little certificate, but it's all bullshit. This is what really happens. And some of the training you got from those type of people was, it felt very over the top and intense. However, it did a lot to prepare you for what you were actually going to go see. They closed that gap between training and reality.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to give Elida a little bit of credit here, and I don't know yet, maybe there was ill intention. I feel like she's looking at them and what they're getting ready to get into, and actually trying, like you said, do them a service and prepare them. Like, you got to be able to stay focused. You got to be able to tune the world out around you. When you're dedicated to a task, you can't let pain, emotional or physical or anything like that get in the way of doing what you need to get done. Yeah. And there's something valuable in that.
It reminds me, I don't know why you just flashed in my head. When you're talking about IED training, I was talking about, like, I just thought about like Vietnam and the guys that had to go in foxholes and like the training you got for that. Like, so you get like a knife,
yeah.
a gun, and a flashlight.
Here's your pistol.
Yeah, here's your flashlight. But don't use your flashlight because you'll see you coming and pick you off. So you have to climb the completely blind, just crawl through these tunnels, and they're booby trapped, and they're snakes.
Yeah, and don't
spiders,
shoot the
and
dogs.
zombies.
We don't have enough.
Yeah.
we don't have enough rounds for that.
I would not want to be the smallest guy in a platoon in Vietnam. I'm glad I got a few pounds on me. They'd be like, "Nope, you're not the foxhole guy." little tiny guy. Yeah, you're going in.
And somebody mentioned about Elida also has foretellings as well. So that's kind of why I thought of this. It's like it's possible Elida either had a foretelling or recognizing the strength of Moiraine and Swan. She might know something's on the horizon, and these two are, they're growing up in the middle of it. So where the training might have been slower before, a little softer before, well, now you're not just training to take the test. You're training to go into the world and like actually do shit. It's about to get real. So yeah, good comment from chat. That's definitely what was kind of in my mind when I was trying to give her some credit.
And Elida is about that life. Like, she is a red. She's hardcore. So
Yep. She on a mission.
Yeah.
So after 3 nights of Elida's lessons, Moiraine finds out. Moiraine also suspects Morel, Sheriam, and Illid told Moiraine about Elida's lessons. And Moiraine says Elida was not given a penance. So basically, you're in trouble kind of thing. Because they're helping Moiraine and Swan cheat for the Aes Sedai.
I thought that part was crazy. So, like, literally, if she's quote unquote helping them to cheat, then the test is more difficult than what they went through with her. And they were left crying, balled up, in need of healing. And it could only get, like, at first 2 or 3 of the weaves woven. Then it was 10. Then it was like 13. Then 18. I think Swan made it all the way to 20 before she broke. And Swan was a G. She never cried in front of her, but the minute she left that room, she let the tears flow.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Tough situation.
Yeah.
It reminds me of a statistics exam in college where there was only 4 questions, and I filled out like 1 full blue book per question. And then on the 4th one, I went through every possible formula that he had given us because I just memorized them all, wrote them all down on a sheet of paper. And then, so I went through every formula he gave us trying to figure out the answer. And then I was like, fuck it, I don't know. Like, I just reached the end of my knowledge, turned it in, and he looked at it and started laughing. And everybody else in the class, nobody else had turned theirs in yet. Everybody in the class looks up. He's like, turns out number 4 actually isn't answerable. I didn't give you enough information, but go ahead and try and solve it. I want to see you. I want you to prove to me, like this gentleman, that it can't be solved.
Yeah. I was like,
Mother trucker. What kind of test is this?
My dad often will tell the story of when he went to college, he could afford to have the brand new Texas Instruments calculators. It was a brand new thing. Calculators weren't a thing beforehand. And the professor in the accounting class that he was taking actually was on the team at Texas Instruments that developed the calculator. And he had actually found a flaw where it would give you the wrong answer if you use the calculator. But if you did it by hand, it's very obvious what the answer would be. And he was the only one in the classroom that didn't have a calculator. So he's the only one in the classroom that actually got it right because everybody else used to, it's like, you bring calculators.
Nice.
And he just had to write it all out and do it all. And he's the only one that got it right because he didn't use. And it was a point that I guess at the time the professor was trying to make, don't trust technology. As we go forward, it's not really, I guess it can be still applicable today, but it's,
I think it's about to become more applicable.
Yeah, I think so.
Once AI gets personality, and once AI does sarcasm.
Oh, they do sarcasm already. AI does sarcasm. It's great.
Once you have one that does it like I do, like you do, people are
then we're gonna have a real problem.
in the wrong direction. The nukes go off, and the GP chat goes, ha 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 ha. Jokes on humanity.
Yeah. Gotcha, bitch.
Good prank.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. One of these days, ChatGPT just becomes self-aware.
It's a self-aware asshole.
It may already be
funny.
Yeah. No, there's a video out there like how to defeat AI. And it's like it's a Google, and I'd say it quietly because I have both devices in my house, like a Google Home and
His
Alexa.
power just goes off.
But you tell one of them to say like, "Okay, Google, say Simon says." Okay, says okay, Google, or say Alexa, Simon says, okay, Google, and then it goes back and forth, create a loop. So they just keep on like tricking each other back and forth.
Have you tried it?
I don't know if you just said something. Did someone's Alexa go off? I think mine just went
off. Have you tried it?
It hurt me. I've not yet. Both the Google's in this room, so I have to.
And then it just opens a wormhole, and Alan's like, "Fuck it," and steps through.
Yeah. See you guys later.
Okay, bye.
I think my Alexa just went off though, so I need to be more quiet. She'll get angry, and I don't want her to get angry.
I'm not super paranoid, but I don't do anything like that in my home.
Yeah. We have it for. I mean, the kids use it more than we do. The kids use it, like play music all the time, and like they're like, Alexa, play a song, and yeah.
And when you walk out of the room, it starts whispering to your kid. And you walk back in, and the kid's leaning in real close and just goes, "Okay," and walks off all like mischievous looking. And you're like, "What are you doing?" I'm not supposed to tell. What do you mean?
What did it tell you to do?
All the while, Google's ha 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 ha. I laugh, but my whole house is Google wired, so
yeah. It's funny. So apparently you can turn on Pikachu mode, and I'll just talk as Pikachu the entire time. My kids love
Google.
Alexa.
Oh,
yeah. I don't think Google does. Or Siri.
I'll
Siri has some cool stuff though. There's some cool little like Easter eggs you can do with Siri. Siri has all the for Apple has all the Harry Potter commands.
Oh yeah, it does. Like Lumos.
There's a couple of them that you can.
And Nox.
Yeah. Anyways, so after all of this and all this kind of back and forth training and secret training and double secret get in trouble training.
Secret training, man. Secret.
Yeah. So several days later, Moraine summons Moraine because it's time for Aes Sedai test. Dun, dun,
it's about
dun.
to go down.
So we might actually get to see one. Are you guys excited for that?
I am actually. I was hoping to get that, and then I'm also excited to see the when and the why and the how that land was bonded.
Okay.
To Moraine. Like for me, that's going to be an exciting moment because
I'm
just waiting for him to meet her at this point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
Okay.
I think I'm most excited about that storyline in this book.
Me too. That's probably going to be my favorite part of the book. And then Cat Swain, because we know Cat Swain's got to show up in this book. We talked about that last time, Ian, but Cat Swain's going to show up.
Hey, wouldn't it be neat? You know how we were talking about with, the Edmunds Fielders, like if they were able to stay Aes Sedai and never used the Oath Rod, wouldn't it be neat if it turns out that Swan and Moraine also were able to get around using it?
I mean, yeah, they may have.
That kind of crossed my mind here. Like there's others that are going to be raised, but she's still being treated a little different, it seems. And they're using the excuse of the issues with her family and blah blah blah. But I don't know. I just started thinking that'd be cool. They're working outside the White Tower, and their rules and handcuffs.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just gotta enjoy the handcuffs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, anything else from these chapters before?
No,
bro.
Okay. Favorite character. Let's go.
Elaida.
Yeah, that's good. I wanted to, but then I was like, I can't. But that's a good one.
I mean, she was being real with them, and I mean, they did make an enemy for life, and clearly that came back to backfire on them in a major way. But had they went to Elaida after things went down and been like, hey, we didn't do this, just want you to know we'd never do that, they could have kept that relationship. So I think they messed up a good thing, to be honest with you. I think they're probably what drove her to the crazy that she is now, that we know her as.
Yeah, I mean, what could have happened if they kind of got under her wing and teamed up, even if they didn't become Reds?
Yeah.
You know,
That is exactly what I feel about it. They could have become something important, something special together if they had just gotten together and were friends.
Okay. So, Lida, Ian, did you say one?
Varen for making a herbal sleeping remedy that tasted disgusting and forcing Marine to drink it.
Nice. I'm going to give it to Elias just for being there because I like Elias.
I can take that. I can accept that. Why not?
Why not?
Tall mayonnaise.
Tall minutes. He wasn't there though. I can't just pull it out. He's there in our hearts.
He might not even be born. He's a young dude.
Might not. Yeah, we talked about it last time. So next week we're doing 4 chapters.
Hey,
4. Yeah,
we're almost at the end of the book.
I know. Well, I mean these are short chapters. So yeah, we're doing 4. So the chapter titles are "It Begins."
Then, oh, good. I thought they did that in chapter 1, but
yeah,
it makes sense because it didn't feel like it started yet.
Yeah, it begins, and then chapter 10 is "It Finishes."
Oh,
oh, that's the test.
So what are we gonna do for the rest of the book?
And then Just Before Dawn, and then Entering Home.
So
that's exactly how I do it. I start, I finish right before dawn.
Who says just before dawn? Just before dawn is nighttime.
Hi, buddy.
Dawn is just before day. Dawn is the transition.
Right. They're just before dawn.
Lame. All right, what else you got? What was the last one?
Entering Home. Entering Home.
Never met a girl named Home before, but you know.
Yeah.
Maybe Moraine's going back to where she's from just to help get things settled.
Or there's some reason for her to go there to investigate one of these childbirths.
Or maybe Tam is on his way back home now.
Do you guys know the iterations of New Spring? What do you mean by the iterations?
Yeah, we need help.
No, I don't think I know. I don't know what you're referring to. But yeah,
that's what we out here call. What is that test that you take for college? How long it's been?
SAT,
yeah,
the ACT.
That's an SAT word.
Yeah, delicatessen. That was one of my SAT vocabulary words to memorize.
Oh, delicatessen. I know that.
I don't remember anything from my SAT prep.
I didn't.
Oh, it was published twice.
I just took it.
Oh, New Spring was published twice. Okay, yeah. I did know that. I did not know there's that much of a difference between them.
We would know it all, to be honest with you.
Yeah, when they extended it, did they change much of the second half?
So New Spring was originally published as a short form as a fantasy anthology, Legends, short novels of the masters of modern fantasy. And then it was made into a full-length book. So the first one was just like a little short story. New Spring was just a short story in an anthology.
I could see that.
And then it was made into a novel later.
Nice.
The first version was only the second half of this book. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we're about to get some good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which might be why there's the beginning. It begins. Yeah, could be.
I guess that makes sense. Glad we have smart people that listen.
Yeah. So cool. Anything else for you guys? Anything for the other cause? Any stories you want to tell? Anything we want to? Because we're really, really short. We're doing super short episodes for this this book. It's super short.
Yeah,
book.
I'm sorry. Guys, y'all know I'm not feeling great. I'm like half.
Neither am I. I want to go to bed. I'm sick. Yeah. So like, sorry, sorry, not sorry.
I gave you everything I had.
It was enough, Chris. Thank you.
It was enough.
Thank you.
I'm glad.
Okay.
Hey, random thought. Remember I told you I'm coaching basketball and I don't know what I'm doing?
Yeah, I do remember that.
So I know enough and figured out enough to be fantastic for the 9 and 10-year-olds, and we dominated in my zone defense. God, we were crushing them. They could not score past the ball.
That's
For the
awesome.
13, 14 years old, year-olds, they all know more than me. They question every call I make, and they refuse to do the defense and offense that I instructed them to. And I could take all of that, but then one of them argued with the ref. And then another one, when the other team didn't like a call, got in their face and did the boo-hoo-hoo thing. And I was like, y'all are about to learn something about me. I'm all about being competitive, but you were going to run so much next practice, your legs are going to fall off.
I was about to say, you have got to wear their ass out.
Yep. That's
no other way around it.
We don't do the disrespect thing. So yeah,
the inner Dewey Ray is going to come out of Ian. Go.
Do you know who went to argue with the ref a little bit?
Who?
Your son.
River.
I knew it because he's like, Dad'll back me up. He's got the wrong frame of thought. Yep.
Do you know what burpees and suicides are? You're about to learn.
What messed them up is the conversation after. I was like, I saw it, and you're right. He's like, why didn't you say something? I was like, wasn't important at that time of the game. And if there was something to be said, that was between me, the coach, and the ref. Your job is to go, yes, sir, get your ass back on defense. So, anyways. They're going to learn the difference between being a coach and being a player.
In that moment that it was about to go down.
Yeah.
At that moment, they had known they had fucked up.
Yeah. So, like, I coached my nephew's high school track squad. And everybody just thought, oh, well, you're coach's nephew. So my nephew goes, you guys haven't spent any time with my uncle yet. You will learn very quickly. I hate having him as a coach, and I love it at the same time because he takes it 10 times harder than me than everybody else. He expects me to know all the rules. He expects me to know how to put on a meet by myself. He expects me to be able to coach you all because he's already coached me.
Yeah.
And that is
that's how I was with Ryder and swim.
Yeah. I don't even, if I show up and practice hasn't started, because I never showed up on time. If practice hadn't already started, he knew shit was about to go down. And he knew that he was going to be the one responsible for all of it. So trust and believe your son is going to definitely know by the end of the day what expectations really look like.
It's going to be a good teaching moment.
Yes.
So, yeah, well, I only played left bench in basketball, as we talked about. So, I can't really relate too much to yelling at refs. I never had a chance. but with that being said, how it can be found is at thewillreads.com. It's a fantastic little website where you find all sorts of cool stuff like links. And they go to cool places like Discord and
Discord,
Discord. Go to Patreon, go get some merch, get that merchandise. So you get some frosty mugs, some beanies. It's cold outside.
Send me your awesome stories that started with a salad.
Yeah. Send some awesome stories. Awesome stories with salads. We'll take those. So write reviews. If you write us reviews, we might read them on the channel.
It's fun.
It's fun. Even if they're bad, I'll still read them.
Yeah. Or even if they're fun stories. You might start a chain story as a review.
Yeah.
Everybody get one.
Yeah, you don't have to write a review. You can just write us a story and we'll appreciate it. It doesn't have to be real either. You just make it up. It's fine. It's entertainment. Yeah. I've done that with my kids too many times now. It's fantastic every time. Which is great because I'm actually reading a book to my son. And in the book, it talks about like there's a section where it's like if he got so tired, it felt like he was just reading the same sentence over again. He got so tired, it felt like it says in the book, like it does it like 10 times in a row. I was like, my son's like, stop, Dad. I was like, no, that's what the book. It's what it says. So I'm just reading the book to you.
I am not messing with you. Not a dad joke.
I'm not messing with you. Literally, that's what.
But I think this author is a dad.
I think so. It's Lemony Snicket's Series of Fortune Events. So it's great. Anyway. So go ahead and write reviews, like, subscribe, do all that cool stuff to help the algorithm gods. It definitely helps to like things. You can even go back and like some of the stuff you didn't watch. It's fine.
I'm
Just
supposed to like stuff. Maybe
yeah,
that's
you
my
get the little
problem.
thumbs up button, or you can get a thumbs down button too. And actually, any of that stuff helps. It's interactions, engagement. So we'll take thumbs downs too. Thumbs up are cooler, but thumbs down are cool too. So yeah, whatever.
I had no idea.
Yeah, it all helps. Yeah, if you get like
Always
if you make a video that
thumbs
has like 1,000 down likes or whatever, like the dislikes, it'll YouTube will still promote those videos, like more so because it has engagement. Yeah,
That's why you see
it's
all
fine.
these
Yeah,
stupid
make
videos.
crappy stuff that is if people view it, engage with it. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. It's still good. For the
That sounds like the same way that candidates make it through the primaries.
pretty much. Yeah.
Preach.
Hey, any news is good news, right? Isn't that the old saying?
But they're talking about me.
Yeah, but they're talking about exactly.
All right.
All right, that's all I got. So, anything else?
Until next
No.
time.
Peace.
Okay, bye.
Thank you for watching The Wheel Reads.
Until next time.
Okay, bye.
Get your Coast Guard certified life-saving
Sure.
device ready and
Sure.
strapped on.
Sure.
Oh, where are we doing tonight?
What kind of strap on you talking about? Sure.